Hello everyone, myself Professor Chavan. We have started the second chapter from our 11th Science CBSE board for the subject physics. In a previous lecture, we have learned about the dimensional analysis, why the dimensional analysis is the important one, or what actually the purpose of the dimensional analysis. We have seen from the dimensional formula, we can get the idea about the involvement of the different basic physical quantities on which that particular physical quantity depends. Then we can get the idea about which quantities are directly proportional or which quantities are inversely proportional, and we can also get the idea about which basic fundamental quantity is the more effective for that particular physical quantity. Okay, so that is the use of the dimensional formula. Now we have to see some applications of the dimensional formula. Okay, so the applications of dimensional formula. Okay, so the first application we will see it is the to convert the units. Okay, to convert the unit. Then in this case we can know that any physical quantity can be expressed in any unit, like we are having some units like the CGS unit, MKS unit, FPS unit, or the SI units. So whatever the unit of that particular basic physical quantity, the dimensional formula of that quantity will never change. Okay, let us take the example of the area. Suppose we have to find out the area. Then what is the physical formula for the area? It is length into width. Now what is the dimensional formula for the area? It is length into length, because the basic fundamental quantity behind the width is the length. So what is the dimensional formula here? It is m raised to 0, L raised to 2 and T raised to 0. And what is the unit? Unit is, it may be in any system. Okay, the unit can be in any system because we are not aware about the unit. So unit can be in CGS, then it will be centimeter square. If it is in MKS, it is meter square. If it is in SI, it is a meter square. If it is a yard into yard, then it will be yard square. Okay. If it is mile, then it will be mile square. So the units can be in any system. But what is the dimensional formula we are getting? It is the same as it is. Because whatever we express that particular unit, that physical quantity, it is having some units, it is having some magnitude. So there the magnitude of that particular quantity changes, but that particular dimensional formula will remain the same. Suppose we are having one book. Okay, the length of that book is the 200 and the width is the 20. Okay, suppose area of a book, then it is having the length, it is a 200 and width it is equal to 20. So we will get the area as the 4000. So in this case, this 4000 represents the magnitude. Okay, it represents the magnitude, and in case of our dimensional formula, this magnitude is represented by the small n. Okay, this is represented by the small n because any quantity can be represented by the magnitude into its dimensional formula. Okay, so accordingly the quantity is equal to the magnitude into its dimensional formula. Okay, magnitude into its dimensional formula, or we can write it here n. Suppose the dimensional formula in terms of the m raised to a, l raised to b, t raised to c. Okay. Then here, if we have to change the unit of this particular quantity, suppose here is the unit meter square, then if we have to change it into the another unit, that is the in terms of the CGS, then we have to go for this centimeter square. Then in that case, how we can convert this unit by using the dimensional formula. So let us see how we can convert this unit. Okay. Remember, the magnitude changes but the dimensional formula remains the same, and on that basis we have to go for the unit conversion. Suppose let m raised to a, l raised to b, t raised to c be the dimensional formula for n1 magnitude. Let m raised to, suppose a1, b1, c1, m raised to a2, l raised to b2, t raised to c2 be the dimensions, the dimensional formula for n2 magnitude. Okay, we are going to change the units from first system to the second system. Okay, then we have to change the system. Then according to our rule, we can write it as the dimensional formula remains the same, we can write it as the n1. How we can write the quantity? Because that quantity remains the same, the area remains the same, just the units changes. So we can write it as the n1 into square bracket m1, m a raised to a1, l raised to b1, t raised to c1 is equal to n2 m raised to a2, l raised to b2, t raised to c2. Okay, we can write down like this. So if we want this particular magnitude after changing the units, then we can write it as the n2 is equal to n1 into bracket m1 raised to a1 upon m2 raised to a2 into another bracket. We can write in that L1 L raised to B1 plus L raised to B2 or T raised to C1 upon T raised to C2. Okay. So by putting our particular magnitudes in this particular formula, we will get directly the unit conversion. Okay. Remember this formula, n2 is equal to n1 m raised to a1 upon m raised to a2, l raised to b1 upon l raised to b2, then t raised to c1 upon t raised to c2. So any particular unit you can convert by using this particular formula. We can get the magnitude of that particular quantity after the conversion. Okay. So let us see one example that we have to convert the 1 kilometer per hour into the 1 meter per second. We have to convert the unit of 1 kilometer per hour into the meter per second. Then how much will be the magnitude? We will find out that. Okay. Let us take the example of this. Here the velocity is given. It is 1 kilometer per hour into meter per second, we have to convert this meter per second. Then how much will be the magnitude? Okay, that we have to find out. So let us consider that in this system we can write it as, to find out the, here the n1 is equal to 1 given, we have to find out n2 is equal to what. Okay, so according to our dimensional formula, or we can equate the both quantities, because the both quantities are same, just there is the unit conversion. So we can write it here as n2 n1, that is we will write it as n1. What is the dimensional formula for the velocity? First of all, let us check the dimensional formula for the velocity. Dimensional formula of velocity, it is meter per second. So it is m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to minus 1. Okay, so that is the dimensional formula. So we have to equate the dimensional formula from both the systems. Okay, so we'll write here as the n1 m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to minus 1 is equal to n2 m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to minus 1. Okay, so now we have the values of this particular units. So what is the unit of the mass in case of the, here we can write it as n1 into bracket m raised to 0, any quantity raised to 0 becomes 1, then 1 into l. L is given here in terms of the length, and for that the kilometer is used. Okay, so we can write here as the kilometer into hours. Okay, hours raised to minus 1. Okay, then the n2 we have to find out is equal to, what is the here, 1, here meter, that is the meter is given, then it is again second raised to minus 1. So we can write it out, the n2 is equal to, what is the n1, it is 1 into bracket 1 upon 1, then kilometer upon this meter, and hours upon this second. So what we have to do, we have to convert this above units into that particular quantity, into that particular system in which we have to convert this. So we can write it down as the n2 is equal to, here is 1, and this becomes 1000 meter upon meter into 60 into 60 second upon second. Okay, so that we will get here as the, here it is the inverse. Okay, so here it is the inverse. So we will get here as the 1000 upon 3600. So that we can write here as the 5 by 18 meter per second. Okay, 5 by 18 meter per second. So 1 kilometer per hour in case of the meter per second will come as the 5 by 18 meter per second. Okay, so got it? That if we have to convert the any quantity like 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 by 18 meter per second. Okay, suppose we have to convert the 70 kilometer per hour into the meter per second, then how can we convert? We just have to multiply that particular value of 72 by meter 5 by 18, then we will get the directly value. So let us see if we have to convert 72 kilometer per hour into meter per second, then 72 into 5 by 18, 4, it will be 20 meter per second. You can check it out. Okay, you can check this because 72 kilometer per hour, it is nothing but the 20 meter per second in the another system. Okay, in a practical units, it is 72 kilometer per hour, but these are the practical units of our velocity. We have to convert this into the SI system. So for that purpose, 72 kilometer per hour, we can convert this into the SI system, that is 20 meter per second. So our direct conversion can be possible if we know this particular formula, that 1 kilometer per hour is nothing but equal to the 5 by 18 meter per second, or we can take the inverse, that 1 meter per second is equal to 18 by 5 meter per kilometer per hour. Okay, we can check here that 1 meter per second is equal to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. Okay, 1 meter per second is equal to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. We can take this example again here. Suppose 20 meter per second, then how many kilometer per hour? 20 meter per second is equal to 18 into 5 into 20. So that we get 4 kilometer per hour. And what is 18 by 4? It is 72. Okay, it is 72 kilometer per hour. So this is the application of the dimensional analysis or the dimensional formula, that we can convert the any unit from any system to the any system. We have converted this from the physical or the practical units into the SI units. Okay, so this is the one very important conversion also, because while solving the any numericals, we have to go for changing the particular units into all the standard units, because while solving the numerical, it is mandatory that whatever the quantities given there, all the quantities must be in the same system. Okay, so that's why this is a very important conversion, that 1 meter per second is equal to 18.5 kilometer per hour, or 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 by 18 meter per second. So remember this conversion also, and the first application of the dimensional analysis, that to convert the units. Let us take one small example on this. As we know, the unit for the force in a SI system is the Newton, but in a CGS system it is a dyne. So what is the relation between the units of the Newton and the dyne? Okay, so that we will find out now. So what is the unit conversion? Okay, as we know, Newton is the unit of force in SI unit. Okay, and dynes is unit of force in CGS. Then it is having, let the dimensional formula be, what is the dimensional formula for the force? It is mass into acceleration. Okay, that is, we can write it as mass into length upon time raised to 2. So the dimensional formula will be m1 raised to a, then ml1 raised to b, then t1 raised to minus 2c. Okay, because m raised to 1, l raised to 1 and t raised to minus 2. Then for this CGS system, let us consider let the dimensional formula be m2 raised to a, l2 raised to b, and t2 raised to minus 2c. Okay, then let us equate these two terms because we have to convert the SI into the CGS. Okay, so let us equate these two terms, and in which we have to convert that particular unit. So likewise, take the unit conversion of that particular quantities. Here we will write m1 raised to a plus l1 raised to b, t1 raised to minus twice c is equal to n into bracket m2 raised to a, l2 raised to b, and t2 raised to minus 2c. So what is the n here? N is equal to m1 upon m2, l1 upon l2, and t1 raised to my upon t2, okay, to minus 2. So that we will get what is the m raised to 1. So here it is gram. Okay, so gram we have to write here for the mass, that is the kg. So kilogram upon gram. Then length, it is meter upon centimeter, and time is in the second, so here it will become 1. Okay, this value becomes 1, so we can write it as n1. N is equal to, we have to convert this kilogram into the gram. So how many gram is equal to 1 kilogram? It is 1000 gram upon 1 gram, okay, into 100 meter, 100 centimeter is equal to 1 centimeter into 1. So it will become 100,000 into 100, that is 10 raised to 5 dyne. That is 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. Okay, 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. So like this we can convert the any unit into the any another system by using the dimensional formula. Okay, so you get the idea about this, you will get perfectly understand about this first application. Okay, so we will see that second application now. So the second application is to check whether the given formula is dimensionally correct or not. Okay, so for that purpose we have to apply the principle of homogeneity in case of the dimensions or in case of the any physical quantity. Okay, so the second is to check whether given formulae is dimensionally correct or not. Okay, so So for that purpose, we have to apply the principle of homogeneity. What is the principle of homogeneity? That the dimension of all the terms in which are in a physical relation are having the same dimensions. Okay, that is principle of homogeneity. The dimensions of all terms in physical relation have same dimensions. They have the same dimensions. Okay, so if we take the example of the some equations of the kinematic motion, like v is equal to u plus at, then in this case this single term is known as the one term. Then again this term is known as the one term. Again this term is also known as the one term. So whatever the dimensions of these all the terms separately, they are having the same dimensional formula. Okay, जैसे कि हमको पता है v मीटर पर सेकंड, then it will be m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to 1, t raised to minus 1. And here initial velocity, it is meter per second, again m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to minus 1. And here acceleration into time, so it will be meter per second square into second. So second will get cancelled, and dimension formula will be m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to minus 1. Okay, so you can see that here whatever the dimensional formula we get for each single term is always same. Similarly, if we see the second equation, that is s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at t square. And in this, what is the s? It is nothing but the distance, so it is having dimensional formula as the physical formula as the meter, and it will be m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to 0. Again here ut, it is meter again here meter per second into second. So second will get cancelled, and we will get here m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to 0. So again here it is meter per second square into second square. So second square will get cancelled, m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to 0. Okay, so we'll get the dimension formula of all the terms as the same. Okay, so any physical quantities, they are having all the terms having the same dimensional formula. Okay, if we see any other formula like the formula for the time period of the pendulum, then we will get the formula for the time period of the pendulum. It is t is equal to 2 pi under root l by g. Okay, 2 pi under root l by g. So in this case, if we equate the LHS with respect to RHS, the LHS is 2 is equal to m raised to 0, l raised to 0, t raised to 1. Then in case of the RHS, these two terms 2 and pi are the constant terms. That is, these constant terms are the dimensionless terms. There is no any dimensions for this constant term, so we don't have to go for that terms. We will go directly for our fundamental quantities there. Okay, so in this the RHS, we will get for the length, it is m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to 0 raised to half. And here for the acceleration, what is the formula? m raised to 0 l raised to 1 t raised to minus 2 raised to minus half. So we can write it down as m raised to l raised to 1 upon l raised to 1 into t raised to half upon t raised to minus half. So that we will get here l will here 1. So 1 into t raised to half plus half, that is t raised to 1. Okay. So what is the formula for the RHS? It is m raised to 0 l raised to 0 t raised to 1. Okay. Alright, therefore LHS equal to RHS. Okay. From this formula also we can say that all the terms which are in a physical relation are having the same dimensional formula. Okay. For the same dimensional formula. So we have to use these techniques to find out either the given formula is dimensionally correct or not. Because if any formula is dimensionally not correct, then we can't use this for the calculation of the any physical quantity which are in relation with the another fundamental basic quantities. So we'll see now either we can prove it or not by using one equation of the energy. We know whatever the potential energy of the object, that will get directly converted into kinetic energy. So that we can also write as 1/2 mv square is equal to mgh. So can we prove it by using the dimensional formulas? So let us see that 1/2 mgh, 1/2 mv square is equal to mgh. Okay, 1/2 mv square is equal to mgh. So if we think about the LHS, it is 1/2 mv square. So what is the, here it is a constant one. So for this and this, what is the formula? M raised to 1 into this, there is no any mass, so L raised to 1 and t raised to minus 1 square. So we can write it as m raised to 1 L raised to 2 t raised to minus 2. Okay. So likewise, what is the RHS? It is mgh. So for the mass, it is having the formula is m raised to 1. Then for the acceleration, it is m raised to 0, L raised to 1 and t raised to minus 2. And for the height, again it is m raised to 0, L raised to 1, t raised to 0. So we can write down it as m raised to 1 plus 0 plus 0, L raised to 1 plus 1, t raised to minus 2 plus 0. So that we will get here m raised to 1, L raised to 2 and t raised to minus 2. Okay, this is that is LHS equal to RHS. We can say here that is 1/2 mv square is equal to mgh. Okay, 1/2 mv square is equal to mgh. So we can prove this dimensionally also. Just we have to take in this case the addition of the powers, and also in this case the addition of the powers m raised to 1, m raised to 0, m raised to 0, then L raised to 1 plus L raised to 1 and t raised to minus 2 plus t raised to 0. So that will be m raised to 1, L raised to 2, t raised to minus 2. That is LHS equal to RHS. So we can write 1/2 mv square is equal to mgh. It is the dimensionally correct formula. Okay. So we can prove this. So let us take one example on the second application of the dimensional formula. Okay. The example is given as the frequency of a string, the frequency of a string, that is mu, is given by mu is equal to C under root of T by M, where M is mass per unit length, and C is dimensional less constant, okay, and T is the tension in the string, okay, T is the tension in the string. So just we have to equate the LHS with respect to RHS. All the meaning of all the terms is given, that is mu is the frequency, C is the dimensional is constant, and T is the tension, and M is the mass per unit length. This is not the mass, but it is the mass per unit length, okay. So likewise we can go for the principle of homogeneity. So we let LHS equal to nu is equal to number of vibrations per second. So here it is the n, it is a constant, so you can write it as m raised to 0, l raised to 0, t raised to minus 1, okay, t raised to minus 1. Then RHS equal to, it is C under root of T by M. Here C is the dimensionless. Now T, it is nothing but the force, okay, tension is nothing but the force. So we can write here that dimensional formula for the force is m raised to 1, l raised to 1, t raised to minus 2. Then it is the mass per unit length. So we can write it as the mass, that is the m, per unit length, that is l raised to minus 1 and t raised to 0, okay. So if we take the power, then m raised to 1, here half, and here also minus half. So m raised to 1 half minus half, then l raised to half plus half, okay, minus minus will get plus, plus t raised to minus 1 plus 0. So we will get the formula as m raised to 0, l raised to 1, t raised to minus 1, okay. So this is the RHS, this is the LHS. So we can get from equating the RHS, LHS is not equal to RHS. That is, formula is not dimensionally correct. Okay. So formula is not dimensionally correct. Then if we have to correct this formula, then what should we do? Looking at the powers also, we can conclude, or we can get the idea what we have to make the change in this formula so that we will get this LHS equal to RHS. Just look at the powers. M raised to 0, m raised to 0, l raised to 0, and l raised to 1 is here. Okay. So in the LHS there is the one length is more. So to deduct this length, what we have to do? We have to make one. We have to divide this RHS by the one length. Then we will get the correct formula. Okay. So let us do that also. For correcting, for correcting RHS, multiply by 1 upon L to RHS. Therefore, RHS is equal to C by L under root of T by M. Okay, so if we write this now, we will get M raised to 0, L raised to 1, T raised to 0. For this T, we will get M raised to 1, L raised to 1, T raised to minus 2 raised to half. And for this mass per unit length, it will be M raised to 1, L raised to minus 1, T raised to 0 raised to minus half. So if we equate this all the terms, we will get M raised to 0 plus half minus half plus L raised to this 1 plus minus half plus half. Then for the T, it is 0 plus minus 1 plus 0. Okay, so that will get the formula as M raised to 0, L raised to, this will get cancelled, 1, and T raised to minus 1. This will also get cancelled here, 0. Okay, so we'll get this RHS now. So now formula is dimensionally correct. That is, nu is equal to C by L under root of T by M. This is the correct formula. Okay, we have checked this by using the dimensional analysis, by using the dimensional formula. So like this, we can go for finding the correctness of the any formula, either it is the correct one or the not. Okay, we have seen the formulas of the energy, that the kinetic energy is equal to the potential energy 1/2 mv square is equal to mgh. And if the problem is given like this, the formula is given, then if we know the meaning of the each term in that, just we have to apply the dimensional formula there, and accordingly we have to go for finding the LHS and the RHS. And if in the problem it is said that if the formula is not dimensionally correct, then correct the formula, then we have to go for its correctness. Here we have first seen either the LHS equal to RHS. We have found this that it is not equal. Then we have corrected this by dividing the given formula by the 1 upon L. Then we get the correct formula. So this is the correct formula for the frequency, that is mu is equal to C by L under root of T by M, where C is the dimensionally constant. Okay, so like this we can go for the examples.